There's a culture where bullshit into using transgender people as a scapegoat.
You're anti-trans.
Here we go. Get the smash mouth going. We got some Jessie gender going on. This is McBride's disappointing response to a no-win situation by Jessie Gender After Dark. She is not trans liberation. What's trans liberation? Fuck knows. Anyway, let's see.
Hey there, interwebs. I hope you're all doing well, and sorry that I'm green for this video here. I am about to go film a video for my main channel, a big video essay on Star Trek of all things, shocker of shocks.
So quirky.
Because I have a few dark videos coming on my main
What's the term? Quirk chungus. There we go.
channel, and I wanted to do at least one that was happy and joyful, because I think we need to hold on to that just as much as we talk about all the shitty and horrible and scary things that are coming our way as trans people.
Tacit admission that she is a massive fucking fearmonger, but sure.
So I was going to be doing that today, but unfortunately there's something that has happened today that I feel like I need to respond to ASAP, hence why you're getting me in the bathroom greening myself up while I talk about something very, very serious. So hopefully the juxtaposition at least provides some level of visual intrigue and fun to what's ultimately going to be a very shitty video. But ultimately what we need to talk about
I'm glad she's honest about that.
is the recently elected U.S. Congresswoman Sarah McBride.
Wait, what the fuck? What was that edit?
But ultimately what we need to talk about is the recently elected U.S. Congresswoman Sarah McBride, the first ever transgender woman to be elected to Congress. Her treatment by her fellow colleagues, especially Republican colleagues like Mike Johnson, as well as others, and her response today to said treatment, because I think it's illuminating in a lot of different ways. For those of you who haven't been following it, essentially, since McBride got elected and is about to come into Congress, there's been a push by Republicans that are very turfy, who...
Amazing, turfy, can't even describe the thing without putting the boot in.
Who are demanding that she be banned from bathrooms. It's just an echo of all the transgender bathroom bans that we've seen targeting trans people, where it said, we don't...
What, the transgender bathroom bans targeting trans people? I'm glad you cleared that one up. I wasn't sure who they were targeting.
Biological men in the bathroom, just very transphobic.
Biological men in the bathroom, transphobic. What are you biologically? Are you male or female?
Rhetoric, except we don't want biological men in the bathroom, just very transphobic rhetoric.
Yeah, because why make any attempt to actually understand what the fuck they're talking about? Why not make any attempt to understand what their actual issue is? Oh yeah, that's right, because if you were to understand the actual issue, which is that they don't want males in their female bathroom, then you'd be forced to admit that you're a male, because that's what you are. Just like me. It's okay. It's okay. You're a male. I'm a male. Let's be males. Males who look very slightly like women, I guess.
Except for this time, it's so much more transparent how like overtly transphobic it is, because it's literally targeting one person. Like this law that they're trying to push this bathroom ban in Congress is literally to target one single trans woman, and someone who's quite literally their colleague.
Drink every time she says literally.
And you get this like bullshit like
also, I love it. She's their colleague. But like, this is the problem with both sides, that they can't treat each other like people. It's not just on one side. And like, to be fair, I watched the thing with like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she was like going way too far. I thought she was being like pretty out of order. It's like, you people have to work together. But then, I don't know, this person's expectations are so unrealistic. I mean, it would be someone like this pushing like trans liberation. No one sane is doing it, because what the fuck are they talking about? Like, I can live my life. I think I'm alright, actually. And I'm on Turf Island.
Establishment sort of stuff from Mike Johnson, who sort of says in response to this, like, oh, we'll respect all of our fellow colleagues, we'll respect them, while he's also calling McBride a man. And
what's wrong with calling a male person a man? Also, I actually agree with her in a sense. I found Mike Johnson quite, like, two-faced, kind of saying one thing and then saying another. So I kind of agree on that point a little bit.
Insulting her and humiliating her by having this even allowing this discourse on whether to respect them, while he's also calling McBride a man and insulting her and humiliating her by having this even allowing this discourse on
What discourse?
whether or not she is allowed to use the women's bathroom or not. And
Well, she's a male person. It's not difficult. Some women might have a problem with that. I hear from women that have a problem with that. My audience probably overrepresents to me the amount of women that have a problem with that. And I still understand it. I still am kind of not knowing where to fit in here because it's difficult. Being out of order is MTG's whole shtick. Well, yeah, but that doesn't make it okay. Just because she's made it her fucking personality trait. Don't you remember, Mary? Brianna Wu said the word man was dehumanizing. Yeah, I forgot that. Literally a word that means human. Because you don't call a male dog is not a man dog. A male deer is not a man deer. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
it's just absolutely humiliating and gross and disgusting.
Is it? She seems fine. She seems like she's dealt with it in stride. And she seems like she's taken it with dignity, you know? But then she's gonna complain about that, so hey.
And something
There's like so much projection. You know what? She has no idea how it actually is for that Sarah McBride person. So she's just reacting the way she does, because all trans people are the same, I guess, you know?
I say all those things, but it's not like I don't expect this from Republicans. It's frankly just par for the course and not terribly shocking. And
Wow. Aren't you so shocked by her opinions, you know what I mean?
is just indicative of why it's very frightening that Republicans have gained control of many of the levers of power at the moment.
Bruv, everything is frightening to you. Everything. I'm just waiting for you to start crying so you'll ruin your green makeup, to be honest. Also, this isn't that angle. Like, if I get a double chin too, this isn't the angle.
That being said, though, what was, I don't even want to say surprising, but slightly more surprising, was McBride's response to this today, because Mike Johnson just said he will pass the law that will ban her from the bathroom.
I'm going to guess she honestly thinks that Sarah McBride was going to, like, troon out over this. And obviously she's disappointed they didn't, because she is not trans liberation. Like, if they're going to set a rule, she's going to have to fucking follow it. What the fuck is your deal?
And McBride has stated that she will abide by this law that says that she is a man
Well, yeah, what else is she going to do?
and should use the men's bathroom. She did so by putting out a statement that says a few different things. One, that she wants to focus on the real issues that affect her constituency, which I'll
Yeah, which is fair enough, surely.
talk about in a minute.
She's not gonna be happy with that when it's like, actually what she's doing is trying to do her job instead of getting sidelined on all this trans shit, which actually affects almost no one.
From Delaware, where she's from. And then also says that she looks forward to working with people on both sides of the aisle. Oh boy. So again, I say...
See, that sounds mature to me. That sounds good. That sounds like someone who is doing her job because she wants to do her job and not there because she wants to pull some dumb shit like trans people seem to love doing. Does estrogen make you more emotional? I have no idea. She's an emotional wreck most of the time. I can't tell if I'm kind of blunted with emotions or not, because I don't feel much at most things, honestly. And it feels weird. Like, when I see these kind of people that get crazy emotional, I don't know. I don't know how to square it. Like, maybe I am a bit blunted compared to most people, but it's hard to tell.
I think that this is not surprising and surprising in the same vein, because frankly, I get to a level of degree that saying like,
wow, an adult. Yeah, right. I know. Fucking hell. This person hasn't met many trans people that are adults, because the kind of community she garners is not that kind.
like, this is a nonsense issue. It is a nonsense issue. It's a call to war bullshit issue using transgender people as a scapegoat.
God, she's like rap godding the fucking talking points. She's got them memorized. Let's get it again.
Like, this is a nonsense issue. It is a nonsense issue. It's a call to war bullshit issue using transgender people as a scapegoat to...
Well, not quite. She's tripping over her words a lot. Like, that's a very canned phrase there. That's not her language at all. Like, well, it is her language because a lot of her language is canned. But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just rattling off the talking points instead of bothering to engage. Like, why don't you tell that to women who have had bad experiences in toilets? You know what I mean? Obviously, people disagree, and you could try talking to. I know I sound like a fucking broken record. You could try talking to people that care about this instead of just making it up for them. Like, we don't like it when people make up that we want to go in and assault people in bathrooms, but we'll make up other people's reasons for why they might be against trans people in bathrooms. It's insane. It's insane. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
This is a nonsense issue. It is a nonsense issue. It's a culture war bullshit into using transgender people as a scapegoat to get Republicans power. So what?
To get Republicans power. Okay. They, what was it? They brought it in after they won the election, but sure. They've already got power. What the fuck are you on about?
All the trans bills essentially are. But
wow, it's so convenient, isn't it? Just anything that's to do with trans, we can just put it in this box. Nope, that's just trans fear-mongering, culture war in order to blah, 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 blah. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You're not serious with this.
You know, while she, you're saying, like, I want to focus on real issues like prices of homes for Delawareans, she also should recognize that there are trans constituents in her constituency.
I thought this was a nonsense issue. If it was a nonsense issue, shouldn't she be, like, not caring about it? Shouldn't she be focusing on those other things that actually affect a decent amount of the population? Because trans people are almost nothing of the population. Here's one thing I kind of theorize. I feel like a lot of these, like, trans types and a lot of, like, far, proper, like, ultra transphobe types, I think both of those groups like to pretend there's way more trans people than there actually are.
Who do find this an important issue. This is targeting transgender people.
Women find this an important issue as well, because some of them aren't very happy having males in their bathrooms that are supposed to be for females. You know that, right? Are you just pretending that doesn't factor into it?
It is an important issue.
She wants to have it both ways. Oh my God. Like, it's a nonsense issue coming from the right, but on her side, it's a super important issue. Like, how do people get sucked into this shit, man? How do people fall for this? So manipulative. This person is, like, psychopathic. It's gross. It's so gross. It's so gross.
I understand it's a made-up culture war issue, and frankly, as...
She's even trying to fucking explain. Because, like, she just said it was a bullshit issue, and now it's like, well, actually, it is important to us. Oh my God. Fucking hell. Keep tying yourself in knots, like, please.
People who are not U.S. senators, not politicians, it's not something we should be focusing on in terms of, like, what we can build for trans people, but it is also important to push back against
what we can build for trans people, like also being able to get jobs and earn money and have families and shit like that, most of the time while being massively protected by, like, governments and shit like that. Maybe not quite as much anymore, but we had a good few years of it. Like, I guess we're getting onto the trans liberation. Maybe she'll make a case for it. Who knows?
These laws. And she is failing not only the trans constituency in her state, but also...
She's failing them, really, Nibba, really.
Trans people generally that she kind of has been a symbol for in the post-election. I'll talk about that in a second.
A symbol for trans people, not your weird trans cult. There's a huge difference. Trans people are not the cult. The cult is some trans people, yeah. But you are not all trans people. Like, I hate this so much. We're always a monolith until it's inconvenient and then suddenly we're not again. It's so dishonest. It's so disingenuous.
She kind of has been a symbol for in the post-election. I'll talk about that in a second. As well as just her fellow Delaware citizens. Like, generally.
Oh, hey, get some 420. In order to be a TRA, you must be effective at mental gymnastics. True, yeah. It's probably very stretchy, very bendy, I hope you're good.
if you're allowing scapegoating to happen, that is a detriment to the entirety of your constituency.
Vague as fuck, don't care. You need to explain your points, otherwise I just don't give a shit. And clearly you don't explain your points because of all of these people. You remember what I was saying about the cult? This is what she thinks all trans people are. Amazing.
Not just your trans constituency, because as we have seen, transgender focused laws often affect cis people as well. You know, many bathroom bans that ban trans women from entering the bathroom quite often affect cis women as well who don't fit into gender stereotypical norms. I mean, we saw in the UK very recently, a cis woman was put into a men's prison because she looked male. Like, and this—
I've not heard about this. Accidentally sent to male prison because she had masculine features. Yep, sounds like someone not doing their job properly. Also, Amelia Hansford, I need to draw special attention to this. I have a video from like ages ago on my channel, like right when I started, about someone called Felix Fern. I have a bunch of them. One of them features him arguing with someone about like golf or some shit. And then Amelia Hansford wrote this puff piece about him. It's the most gaslighty fucking shit I've ever read in my life. This person sucks. Well, they suck at their job. They're as captured as it's possible to be. This article that I'm talking about, it's immensely fucking dishonest. It's crazy. Like, if you watch that video, I watch the debate it's talking about, and then I read the article. Like, I thought I was going insane. It was the least charitable fucking retelling of this whole thing that I've ever seen. This person is full of shit. Do not believe Amelia Hansford. Do not believe a fucking word she says. Assigned female at birth. If it's got female in the name, just put who is female. Like, really? In Scotland. And then was moved. Amazing. Someone fucked up, didn't do their job properly. But it's transphobia, oh no.
This is just going to be something you're going to see more and more and more, like cis women who do not fit into the typical masculine bucket. Quite often, probably, frankly, women of color, because there's a lot of racism also.
Soy as fuck. We're just speculating right now. I saw a commenter on one of Jessie's videos saying that their sister self-deleted and a note had mentioned Jessie in their videos. Gross. Yeah, these kind of people, if you're mentally ill, you should be staying the fuck away from this shit. This is not helpful. Being scaremongered constantly when you're already mentally ill, that's a dangerous mix. And these people will never understand how culpable they are in like potential suicides, but they'll go after everyone else. They'll go after everyone else for possibly doing things that will drive up the rate. But the fucking community and environment they're creating is one of fear. Like, this is the kind of person anyone with those kind of problems should be going nowhere fucking near.
Embedded in transphobia and how we view like what a woman is supposed to be.
Intersectionality isn't going to actually substantiate this with anything. Don't care.
And you're going to see that.
See, what did I tell? What did I tell you? Go straight to the next point. No substantiation. Well, intersectionality. So, like, fuck that shit, man.
More and more and more just get targeted, because that's ultimately the goal of the scapegoating. So she's frankly failing everybody when she's saying that this is an important issue, and she's failing herself. And like, look,
I disagree with that. I completely disagree with that. You're not failing everybody. Most people agree this is like a non-issue. And half the people that think it's an issue, or treat it as an issue, should I say, not think it's an issue because it's a matter of perspective, you won't acknowledge the women that feel like they don't want males in the toilet. You won't acknowledge them. Kermit hit the wall. Hope you're doing good.
Say, as an individual person, McBride has every right to make her own choices on how she wants to deal with stuff. Like, I have no right personally to tell on a personal level any trans person how they wish to deal with a law.
Bruv, you already did. What's the point? I already said it. Now, of course, I don't really have the right to say what you just fucking said it, so shut the fuck up. Carry on with whatever dumb shit you're saying.
Around that.
All right, I realize those are two very contradictory whatever. Just address the issues, like fucking hell. This woke shit requires you to tie yourself in so many fucking knots. I just feel like such an utter bellend, like saying all this shit. I really would.
You know, for some trans people, it will be safer for them to abide by the law in order to feel safe and just get about their day. And there's no shame in that.
Isn't that just the case in general?
Someone who likes to fight back against laws. I feel like
I like to fight back against laws. What fighting back does this fucking person do?
will not ever use a
Crying?
men's bathroom, and I will fight against that in every single state that I end up in. Or
So if a woman blocks your entry to the women's toilet, you'll fight them, will you? You'll fight a woman for your right to use the female bathroom?
you have to deal with that in. However, I understand that that's not everyone's battle. And that's fine. You are allowed to make your own choices. So as a person, she is allowed to make this choice. But as a congresswoman and someone who many trans people have looked up to, since her election, I think this is a frankly very disappointing response. And even more disappointing response is I look forward to working with people across both sides of the aisle. Because that's...
Well, that's her fucking job. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry she's not quite as partisan as you. I'm sorry she's not quite as entrenched in the cult bullshit as you. Fuck me.
Statement also proves to me something that I've been kind of not talking about with her, which is the fact that, I have not wanted to talk much about Senator Sarah McBride. If you looked at my social medias and stuff, where I've seen a bunch of my fellow trans, family and community celebrating her election as a symbol of at least we got this, at least we had something good happen during this election. I've been kind of silent on that because on one hand, I don't want to take away that sense of hope, that moment for people. It's been really shitty. It's very scary, and very scary things look to be coming with Trump having been elected.
Such as? She's not going to give an example, is she?
And so I didn't want to take that away like that.
I just know. I've seen so many of these videos. I just know. It's going to be very scary with Trump coming in. Has anyone named a single thing? I have watched a fair amount of trans people talking about Trump winning the election. What have they been saying is going to happen? It's just going to be scary, but no one can fucking tell us how, I guess. No one can express how that is. Amazing.
This one piece of hope that some people have. But celebrating Senator McBride's win, this situation just showcased how really hollow that is, because ultimately...
Why they're wearing green face, something to do with some other video she's making. Hi, Derpits, hope you're good.
At the end of the day, what this showcases...
Have you liked the stream yet, by the way? You should all like the stream. You can click on the like button, and it likes the stream, and then you've liked the stream. If you look in my description, there isn't this, because gross. You can listen to some music. You can support the stream on Streamlabs. You can check out my Discord. We're almost at 100 members. It's crazy.
To us is that no matter how much trans people succeed by the system's rules, no matter how much we play by its games, no matter how much we try and be the nice ones,
no matter how much we succeed, do you know what succeeding in the system really is? It's just being vaguely happy, really. It's just being able to get on with your life and not hurting other people. Many trans people are able to go out and get jobs and have families and live lives and be happy. This person is projecting as fuck. I don't know, she must have plenty of money. She's got 2 channels. This is the lesser channel that has almost 60k subscribers. Obviously something's missing in this person's life, and fuck it, it's not really my job to speculate on what, but oh man, this is grim. I don't think I'm gonna last the whole of this person's fucking temper tantrum. Maybe I should play guitar on it again.
The good ones saying, yeah, we'll say that we're men. Yeah, we'll acquiesce to whatever you say about us. The rest of the...
I'm sure plenty of people think that when I call myself a male, it's acquiescing, it's pandering. It's not. I'm just being truthful. I don't want to delude myself into calling myself something I'm not, or thinking I'm something I'm not. That's just how it is, bro. I'm sorry about it. I'm not deluded, and you are on some level, because you insist that you're a woman when... In what way are you?
The other trans people who don't follow this, so they're just the freaks and weirdos. They're making it bad for the rest of us. We'll assimilate. We'll be the good ones. No matter how much you do that...
That is such a terrible read of this situation. That is so ridiculous. This is such a LARP. The green face is almost like a symbol. It's telling you not to take any of this shit seriously, because she knows she's full of shit. She must. Surely.
The system's always going to target you. It's always going to hate you. And you'll be thrown on the fire just as much as anyone else is.
What does thrown on the fire mean? What is she talking about? Bear in mind what system she's talking about. What system is she part of? How long has Jessie Gender been making media for a living, what does she even know about any of this? She is such a fucking fraud. Do I have tattoos? I have quite a few. You can see some of them sometimes.
Hello, interweb.
Please stop talking. I swear I hear fucking hello interwebs in my fucking sleep. But like, it's starting to ramp up. I saw something about queer baiting. I was like, transgender fears during cross-country trips. Wow. Yeah, like, she must have been making money off of this shit for a decent amount of time. So she really doesn't know much about this system she talks about. What I've found is that trans people can go out and live their lives within the system, like getting jobs that often they actually really like and that they're happy doing. They find families, they fall in love, all that kind of shit. Just like normal people. It's perfectly possible. It's probably not quite as easy as a trans person who's got additional shit you're going to have to do if you're going to feel normal, but like, it really isn't what she's saying it is. Like, she's making this shit up. This is exactly what all this fucking rhetoric needs to get away from. She is like symbolic of why like the Dems lost and why trans acceptance is on the decline. It's because of frauds like this. She is a fucking total fraud.
Is. And I have heard some criticism that I understand, even if I don't agree, where some people say that McBride is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here, where, you know, if she does break the law, then...
Is she? She has to go to a men's toilet occasionally, although she doesn't, because she can just piss in her private bathroom. Probably gets a decent salary for whatever job she's got. Gets to have a finger on the needle somewhat. I really don't think she has it that hard. I guess I agree with Jessie Gender, because she says she disagrees with this. I guess I agree with her there. I think she's probably fine. I think we should probably stop worrying about her, honestly.
And many of her fellow senators and congresspeople will use it as a way to try to oust her or target her further, saying she's not being civil, yada, 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 yada.
This is... I actually don't know if I can watch much more. Like, just the way she talks is just, oh my God, just stop. Like, imagine going for a beer with this person, you know what I mean?
And so this is the only sort of response...
Oh, thank you, Ginger Blaze.
...that she can do is, I will follow the law, essentially. But that just proves exactly why this sort of direction for trying to seek trans assimilation is ultimately not going to work.
She's full of shit. She doesn't know any of this. This is just the kind of theory bullshit that comes up when we end up politicized. We end up in these echo chambers where our ideas go a million miles away from any semblance of normalcy because no one's there to keep us in line. No one's there to remind us of reality. This is what the result is. She doesn't know any of this. When was the last time? When was the last time she had to, work at a normal place? When was the last time she had to worry about, her workplace being the way that Sarah McBride's apparently is? You know what I mean? And her issue is she can't use the public or communal female restroom. That isn't exactly the end of the world. And it's hilarious when these people bring up intersectionality when they're still pushing the most privileged fucking white person points possible. They're self-hating white people whilst being the toxic kind of white person. It's bizarre. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. This person is a fucking fraud. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. This is gross.
We've already seen how McBride's acquiescence to this bathroom law has emboldened these very transphobic congresspeople.
My to-do list, you still...
I can't be bothered. Fuck Jessie Gender. She's a fucking fraud. Doesn't deserve anything she has. But hey, she's here now. So I guess what we're gonna have to do is keep debunking all these idiots. Keep pointing out how full of shit they are. Keep telling people that their communities are terrible for your mental health and that you should really be careful. Oops, spoiler alert. You should be really careful about people that say the right things, about people that say what you want to hear. Be really fucking careful.